Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your friend Bats. My name is Jared. That's Carl. He's sleeping. And today we're checking out DC K.O. #1. This is a variant cover. I do not like variant covers, but I was not about to spend $10 for a blind bag. That's just not me. I just wanted the regular A cover. Where I went, they didn't have the A cover. The clerk was trying to tell me that he's like, oh, on this variant cover though, it's the two main characters in the story. And I kind of gave him like that look like, bro, you're not gonna convince me of that because I already know who the main character of the story is. It's Superman. Because I watch interviews with Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson, and I know for fact Wonder Woman and Power Girl are not the main characters. But I just kind of was like, oh, okay, yeah, totally, dude. And so it kind of annoyed me that my only options were the $10 blind bag, and then the guy, the owner of the shop, was like, I'll do you a solid, and I'll sell you the reading copy. And I'm like, the reading copy? And it's this one, and I'm like, all right, right on, man, thanks. They didn't have any A covers, which is stupid. I don't get that. But you know what's funny is that this preview has been in the back of a lot of comics, and I haven't read it because I wanted to read the book. And so I'd seen it, so actually finally reading it was cool. And at first I didn't really care for this what's his name? Yeah, Javier Fernandez. But as the book started to go on, I really started to dig his art. And the story just kind of starts off crazy. It doesn't really make much sense, right? Because I dig it. First off, I really do like it. So we got like this kaiju Darkseid, and he's in Metropolis, and the Trinity go and try to stop him, but then he's like in Gotham, Theramascara, the Rock of Eternity, and Oa, all at the same time. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because like if that's where I was like confused. I'm like, is there multiple versions of him, or is there like some kind of giant projection of him? Is what's going on, and how, like, because this is one solid image of Darkseid, but how is he in these four places at the same time? 5 places when you count Metropolis, right? I'm been sick, so sorry if I sound like your boy Zach. And so basically, like, Darkseid wins, and then it cuts to the Quantum Quorum, which I'm not reading a lot of current DC comics, so I didn't know what's going on. And so you got like the new Doomsday, Gorilla Grodd, Booster Gold, and who's the other one? The World Forger, the Time Trapper, aka Doomsday, and Grodd and Booster Gold. And so it was kind of cool that it mentioned, like last time we screwed with the timeline, we ended up with a new 52, and a lot of you don't remember that, but that did happen. There was this thing with Darkseid and blah, blah, blah. And so they get this kind of exposition dump from the timey-wimey guys. And Superman's kind of losing confidence that they're going to win this fight. And Batman just kind of tells him, like, you got to get your head in the game, dude. And it's just weird. I thought it was kind of neat, but also weird. Because it's kind of, like, told in, like, these chapters and also kind of, I would say, novel style. And I've been reading a lot of Stephen King lately, or listening to audiobooks while also reading Stephen King books. And it's what it reminded me of. And I know Scott Snyder is a big Stephen King fan, so it was kind of written like a Stephen King story, where it's like telling this story of community of all these different characters and what they're all doing in this world to prevent this catastrophe, and the time that they have left before the catastrophe, and all this big community kind of thing. So if you've ever read Salem's Lot or The Stand, it has that kind of vibe here. And then so they all kind of get ready to go, and then they go into this time portal thing and chapter 3. And so then they end up in this other dimension where they're fighting these monsters, and they're in this cool race. But the art itself really had this like dirty griminess to it, which I dug, because it's like they're like in this gladiator situation. And what I really thought was cool was Scott Snyder being able to kind of go back to his like early New 52 stuff, right? So like in the beginning here, you see the Trinity, Bruce, Diana, and Clark. They're playing this board game. And Clark is losing the board game. And he's getting upset about it. And so then, as they're in the situation, and the gladiator stuff, Clark goes, oh, this is all just one big game. And so our panels are set up like this game board. And kind of goes around. We have all these moments, and then boom, spoiler alert, Batman gets shanked through the back, and Clark loses it. And Joker goes, oh, well, I guess Batman doesn't always win. And somehow Batman like turns to ash and deteriorates and fizzes out, which I'm guessing that's going to be the way people die in this event, where they basically just like turn to dust and go in somewhere else. And so here are all our characters, our cast, and it's a cool cast. I definitely think it's a good cast. I didn't like how some of the characters were drawn, like Metamorpho. I don't get why he's got that skull thing going on. And I wasn't sure who this was. Is this Giganta? Like she's like looking to the camera. I wasn't sure, because Giganta has red hair, so I don't know if the color is screwed up. And but yeah, we get this like the scene where the main antagonist is kind of narrating things, and they're like, oh, we have other challengers, which are the other absolute universe. And you see they're saying that like Darkseid's already won, and we're going into this battle. And then so we have our roster, our our bracket system. Pretty cool. And that's it. Really cool start though. Really cool start. I did like this, and I will be getting issue 2, and hopefully I can get the A cover. So that's my thoughts on K.O. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.